to us to declare the work of what he's done to reconcile all things back to eternal life, essentially. Back to his original desire in his heart. And because I'll just go off for 20 minutes now. Mo, you sound like you wanted to say something.
No, not really.
Oh.
I was going to say something that might get started.
Okay. So something that we tend to do is we tend to look at it from a more robotic standpoint with God. We tend to not think of God as the way we would think of another person, in the sense of them having a heart, having emotions, having passions, having dreams. We tend to not think of God in those terms, right? We tend to think of God much more static, like he's a robot, like there's a program, and the program is God, and so the program has God do these things, and this is what he's done, you know. Okay, and what we do is we rip all the emotion out of it. But the ministry of reconciliation is that we've been given a word to preach. The word we've been given to preach to people is the work of what God has done to reconcile all things back unto his desire for his life with man. No, his desire, right? Not that he has a program that he ran, not that he has a playbook and he's following the plays. He had a desire in his heart for his life with man. Okay? So he sat with the dream, like I think I used the Martin Luther King speech, where Martin Luther King is standing up there. I have a dream. I have a dream. See, we tend to not think of God like that. But if we could see God, and he could come down and stand here right now, and he could tell us what the word of reconciliation is, he'd start with, I had a dream. I had a dream for my life. And he'd go into what he dreamt of his life, that he wanted another being that he could spend his life with, that could feel what he felt, that could know what it was like to have their thoughts animated with life, that it could know what it's like to feel love and joy and peace and kindness and long-suffering, and that they could experience life together, and they could talk to one another about it, and they could just share life. And so God really just wanted a friend, right? He wanted someone like him. And we see that whole example with Adam and Eve. God took Adam, and Adam went through all of creation and didn't find anyone quite like him.
Right.
So they took Eve out of his side so he can have someone like him. Well, that's telling us about God. God made all of creation before he made man. He didn't quite find the thing he was looking for. And then he made man. And then man becomes the apple of his eye.
Right.
So the ministry of reconciliation is that God had a dream for his life with man. His dream was that man could be baptized in his eternal life, and all of creation could be baptized in his eternal life, and then they could live for all eternity together with God loving man with every ounce of his being. That was his dream. The word of reconciliation, the ministry we'd be given, is to declare what God has done through Christ, to reconcile everything, whether in heaven or earth, back to God's dream in the beginning. Right?